Isn't it funny that Oprah is on the cover of Oprah magazine every issue?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things, actually.
How great will it be when they throw in a surprise there?
No, that's the thing. It's the one dependable thing in my life is that Oprah's going to be on the cover of Oprah.
Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
Welcome to Oddball. I'm Amin Elhassan. That's Charlotte Wilder. I'm still in New York City. It is decidedly a lot colder today than it was yesterday, Charlotte.
Yeah, they did that for you. They were like, he can't be too comfortable.
Dude, I was comfortable yesterday, even though it was raining. But regardless, the show goes on. We got a great show for you guys today. Hey, one of my favorite interviews happened at All-Star Weekend. It was Brad Miller.
Oh, Brad Miller, what a storyteller. Also a fisherman and a hunter and starting a new basketball league.
All of those things
There's
and
a lot
more
going on
in that conversation with Brad Miller. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Two-time All-Star. He was an All-Star in Indiana, and then he was an All-Star in Sacramento. And he's got stories about that, too. So don't miss that. Also, the Knicks protest. It was declined. Sorry. I'll explain why. Because I know a lot of Knicks fans are like, this is bullshit. It's a grand conspiracy. And they're asking, where's the New York media now? In their best Monty Williams voice. Also, Charlotte.
Bet the show?
Bet the show. But first.
LeBron James.
There it is.
LeBron James and the LA Clippers.
Section 4, paragraph 3, part B says, contractually obligated to talk about LeBron James. So, sorry, guys. That's straight from Adam Silver.
Yeah. It's an edict. There is a grand conspiracy. We're the media. We're in on it. LeBron James, however, and the Lakers beat the Clippers sort of at both of their houses. But it was
maybe
mostly,
the last time. Maybe the last time it's going to be both of their houses.
I know. And it was a Clippers home game, but the crowd was all wearing Lakers gear. So
odd.
You never see that. LeBron James led a comeback against the Clippers in mostly the fourth quarter, which is when comebacks happen.
Mostly. Sometimes they happen earlier.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, he is now 40 points away from 40,000 points in his career.
It just doesn't even sound real, to be honest
it doesn't.
with you. And the part that makes it so scary is 40 points away from 40,000. It's not like, oh, he'll get him in the next 20 games or something. Like, he might get it the next game. So I wonder what the tickets are going to be like over the next couple of games for the Lakers, whether home or on the road, when you're like, I could be there for history, right?
Yeah.
The other part of this is, and this is the part where it's great, we marvel at it, but also I'm like, I don't know if I like that.
Yeah.
LeBron scored or assisted on 11 of the 13 baskets made by the Lakers in that fourth quarter comeback. That's amazing. Also, do I want my 40-year-old to have to do all of that for us to be able to win a game?
I was going to say, incredible, great stat, go LeBron, good for you. Shouldn't be that way. You should have like at least one guy who can maybe get like 5 of them.
Or heaven forbid, like, get something else for someone else, right?
I know.
Like something where LeBron just doesn't have to be Superman, like put it on his shoulders and save the day. And I think that's one of the biggest concerns about the Lakers is that, and I think this is consistent with LeBron's entire career. He has to save the day. He's kind of the type of player that the infrastructure is so heavily dependent on him. Like, there's no part of this where it's like, hey, let's go and do this to make life easier for LeBron.
Do you think he likes that? Do you think he likes the role? Because I feel like if at a certain point you've done this for 21 years and it's been the same story for a lot of it, there's a part of it that maybe LeBron is playing it, or maybe it's because he sort of likes that.
Well, we've had years in the past where it's like, this year we're going to get the ball out of LeBron's hands and try and get him some easy ones. And LeBron's like, yes. And then like 3 weeks in, it's like, never mind, just give me the ball and let me do it.
Minutes restriction?
All those things. I think, yes, I think he's a control freak in that regard.
Yeah. I get it, though. If you're better at something than everybody else, why would you be like, I'm going to let someone else do it? He's like, I'm going to do this. Also, interesting, I mean, the next 2 games are Wizards at Lakers.
Okay.
And then Nuggets at Lakers. So if he breaks that record at the Nuggets game at Staples.
So here's the crazy part. So the Wizards obviously are terrible.
Yes.
So there is a chance he could just come out and drop 40 on the Wizards. But because the Wizards are terrible, there's a chance that he may not have to do a whole lot, may not even have to play the fourth quarter. He could sit out, thus setting up for a monumental matchup with the Nuggets.
Which I want for LeBron, but I also want for the Michael Malone press conference.
Yeah.
After. He's like, everyone's talking about the Lakers.
That's your Michael Malone?
Well, I haven't really workshopped it, but we will get better as time goes on. Okay, I mean, speaking of legalese of the rule book of what we're contractually obligated to talk about, the Knicks actually tried to do something basketball legally and protest a call that made them lose the end of the game against the Rockets a few weeks ago, months ago. Time is a social construct. It didn't work. Why? Because it was not the correct call. So why did this protest fail?
So this is an interesting thing. People think protest means like if we prove that we were right, that means we win. And that's not how the league does it, because it doesn't want to undermine referees and it doesn't want to be inundated with replaying of ends of games because a ref messed up a call, right? In this case, Aaron Holiday was attempting a shot. Jalen Brunson closed out, and they called a foul on Jalen Brunson, although after further review and obviously, the last 2-minute report that came out, turns out, Brunson didn't really foul him. The Knicks were protesting that. The league is saying, okay, that's not a violation of the rules, right? That's just a bad call.
Right.
Meaning, we thought he fouled him, but it turns out he didn't foul him. That's not what you can get a overturning for. An overturn happens for something like, he called him for illegal defense. Like, how could it be an illegal defense if he has the ball, right? So the best example I could give is the last thing that got overturned, which was the ending of a Heat-Hawks game in which Shaquille O'Neal fouled out. Yep. But it turns out he didn't foul out. He only had 5 fouls, so there was an accounting error. Okay. It wasn't, hey, Shaq didn't foul that guy. That foul shouldn't have counted. It was, you guys said it was his 6th foul, but it was actually just his 5th foul. And that was an actual accounting rule violation error as opposed to just a bad call.
Right, because the language they use, the league said in a release, because the foul call at issue reflected an error in judgment, New York did not demonstrate a misapplication of the playing rules, and the extraordinary remedy of upholding a game protest was not warranted.
Yes.
Knicks fans. Sorry.
I don't know.
Them's the rules. Bet the Show. I feel like I should have a ringmaster hat on. Bet the Show, is sponsored by DraftKings, and you got to stay tuned because you will hear more about DraftKings and all it has to offer throughout the show. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Hell yeah.
You have to take one of these bets. There are 8 games tonight.
Okay.
The bet is that a total of 80 or more players will score in double digits.
Across the league. Okay. All right.
Are you willing to bet? This is the wager. A pizza party. In honor of Darko's pizza party for the Raptors, if you win, you get a pizza party for the Oddball team. If you lose, you have to pour your soul into a hype me up for Scotty Barnes on why he's going to be the face of the NBA and not Jason Tatum, Anthony Edwards, Wemby, or anybody else.
It's a very Coach Darko slanted wager here.
It is.
Okay, can I hear what the other bet is?
The other bet is that Jokic will end the regular season averaging a triple-double.
What's he averaging now?
Since the All-Star break, he's got a triple-double in all 4 games in the third quarter. Shout out to @Harrison Wind of DNVR Sports for that. In 56 games played this season, he is averaging 26.1 points per game, 12.3 rebounds, 9.3 assists, and shooting 58.3%. The wager, are you willing to bet watching all 3 seasons of Slow Horses on Apple TV+?
Why is Slow Horses?
If you lose, you really kind of win still, because Slow Horses is a great show about British spies and not really about horses. But you get where we're going with this, right? Because Jokic like horses. Oh, just take the bet and watch the show.
Oh, I'm going to take the bet of the 80 players scoring in double digits. Okay. Because I like pizza.
Great.
And getting pizza is better than watching a show about horses.
Getting pizza is awesome. Also, hyping up Scotty Barnes would be funny anyway.
I've hyped up worse.
Yeah.
Our next guest
is a two-time All-Star, a native son of Indiana.
Yes.
Not only grew up here, went to high school here, went to college at Purdue, and played for the Pacers. You know, you got the trifecta going.
The four-factor.
There you go. There's 4. I don't know what the 4th one is.
Wait, high school cup. Oh, never mind.
Middle school?
Growing up.
There you
That's
go,
the
middle
point.
school,
There you go.
high school.
Anyway, it's Brad Miller. Brad Miller's here.
It's the All-Star break, but it's not really a break, right?
Not when you're an all-star.
Yeah.
Because now they get a whole week. What they got done
Yeah.
Wednesday, and then they don't play again until practice till Wednesday, I
Yep.
think. So they give them a full week.
Yeah.
So the all-stars leave here Sunday, private jet to go somewhere for a couple of days. But back then it was like literally the game Sunday, fly back right to the team, you know.
Tuesday
and
we're
then
playing.
Monday got
Yeah,
practice.
Monday
like,
practice, Tuesday we're
and
playing.
everyone else come back, got like 5 days off, and you've been getting up, doing media,
You were
doing
punished for being so good at basketball.
Yeah.
Do you feel like when you were named an All-Star, what did that feel like though?
I didn't believe it.
Really?
Because Isaiah told me we were after practice, and I knew J.O. got announced as a starter, and we had the best record at the selection time in the East Coast, and he's like, "You're an All-Star." I'm like, "You're full of shit." I'm like, "There ain't no damn way," you know, and still didn't really catch, you know, as they had to have 2 centers, and I was like, well, I guess you look at Ben Wallace and me, and then there wasn't the East at that point. Everyone had moved out west, the big boys.
Right.
And then I go next year out to the big boys and made the team
And
again.
you made it again, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that was like the whole thing was that first All-Star said, well, the East is watered down, and that's why he made the All-Star team. He gets
And
traded
I
to
go to the
Sacramento,
West, and
and
man,
he
we
does it
were
again.
rolling with the Kings that year
Yeah.
too. Like, and a couple back then, you know, a couple triple doubles before All-Star break, like
That blew people's minds.
pretty good.
yeah, because they were like, man, you don't get to do that, like, you know. And I'm like, but Sacramento was the start of the big guys being able to pass, so it's like, man, that was a phenomenal system. And Peja was dang near MVP that year. I was like, feed Peja. Like, this is so easy with that system.
I work for the Suns, and we have like a whole section of our playbook that we just literally ripped off of Rick Adelman. All that. pitch
Everybody
post
did.
stuff. It was IQ. It was all off of field. I mean, they would obviously the set would start in certain spots, but then after that they were playing.
Yeah, because it's like if you want to take this guy away, make him go back, we're like, cool.
Right.
Let's go this
Cool,
way.
we'll go this way.
Yeah, because this guy's not paying attention over here. And I mean,
I'm fascinated by like teams that never won the championship but impacted basketball, and obviously the Sacramento teams.
that 2000 team got shafted so bad out there. Like, I remember watching that game at home here in Indianapolis. I was with Peyton. I'm like, holy crap! Like, this is bad.
What does it feel like to have All-Star Weekend in Indiana?
I was excited. Like, you know, I got saw it was coming, and I haven't gone to an All-Star game since obviously only 2 I played in. It was the only ones I've been to. It's like, but you know, it's cool. Like seeing all like J.O. was excited. Like he was one of my favorite bigs. Only got to play a year and a half, but man, it was so fun to play with him. So I kind of talked to him, and then Al Harrington off that team. I talk to him occasionally, stuff still. So see those guys and Meta, Ron, whatever. I keep running across him a couple times a year out in Sacramento and everywhere else. It seems like what are you doing out here in Denver?
He's
Just random.
everywhere?
Yeah, just random. Like,
It's that's one of the weird things about the NBA is that you play with guys like, for instance, J.O. You play with them for a year and a half, but it's like lifelong friends.
oh yeah.
Off of a year and a half of being coworkers.
Well, because I mean, it's so intense.
Yeah.
It's so intense, and you're basically living together.
Oh yeah, 100%
I mean, it's a whole-
on the
it's-
team planes. You know, I mean, if you're not a sleeper, you're up BSing, playing cards, playing video games, whatever. I mean, I used to bring a TV and my PlayStation.
You're starting a very cool thing, the UBL.
Yes.
Can you tell us? You said it's like a minor league.
It's like a new minor league system. So we're going to have we're going to start in Indiana and Texas this fall as the first 2 states to start it. And so it'll be an open tryout, pretty much 18 to 25 is kind of our category, but anyone that's out of high school basically and wants to try to play, you know, I mean, and so we're going to have open tryouts, 8 teams in each state that'll play against each other. It's going to be owned part by the fans. 20% can be owned by the fans, where you get to buy 1 share. Part of choices of potential trades, you know, and all the part that get some input on it actually and be a part of it. I'm going to be the representative for the Fort Wayne team, so I'm excited.
How'd you get involved with it?
So Ricky Davis, I played with my rookie year, and obviously knew from Big Ten days of kicking his butt when he was at Iowa, and I was at Purdue. So him and another guy that owned part of TBL teams, and kind of came up with this idea a couple of years ago, and approached me a few months ago. I had the first call, and just really hit it off, the idea of it. And we've added a bunch of different players, and it's about being close. Like Bonzi Wells grew up in Muncie, so he's got in charge of the Muncie team. So we're trying to get all NBA guys. Jared Jeffries, he's from Bloomington, Indiana. Got him. AJ Hammonds lives in Indy, but he's going to do the Lafayette, so that's Purdue.
Cool.
Trying to work on Robbie Hummel, do the region. Have it kind of coordinate guys locally and that are all NBA players. Then we'll be part of the team. Very well vested as well as interest of ownership kind of deal. So it's a motivation to do it. But, we'll have the preliminary minor league in the fall, and then eventually we'll have a pro league in the springtime. And it could be older guys or the best players of the fall league. We'll pick a couple and make one super team. And then the goal is eventually every state will have the pro teams, and they'll play against each other in the springtime.
When did you know, I'm really good at this?
Well, shoot, I grew a foot in high school, so once I started getting taller and started dunking, I was like, okay, now we're different, because I played guard until I grew, so I was always able to handle the ball, pass, and I played other sports. But basketball is my family, and my uncle played at Kentucky, one at West Virginia, one at Oklahoma. 7 foot, 6'11", 6'9".
Wow.
My sister's 6'4", said 6'5" when she played. So it was always, okay, when am I going to grow too? You know, I mean, I think,
so you were a late bloomer now.
Oh, super late. I mean, I was only like 205 out of high school, 6'11". I mean, it was just
Oh my God.
grew straight up. But my prep school coach had all the confidence. That place really changed my whole direction of everything. I mean, I got there and I'd gone Providence, Purdue, and Oklahoma State as my 3 schools. But I got there and it was like Georgetown, every Big East school was like, wait a minute, who's this guy? Who's this guy? And my coach, he was pumping me up. He's like, this guy's a pro. I'm like, all right, we'll find out. But he always had the most confidence in me.
You graduate Purdue and
98
lockouts happening. So you're one of I want to say 3 or 4 different classes in the NBA that you guys didn't get. You didn't get summer league. You didn't get a regular training camp. You got dropped into chaos pretty much.
And it was chaos in Charlotte. I think Dave Collins quit after 10 games on us. Yeah. Just showed up practice where's coach? They're like, oh, he ain't coming in today. So Paul Silas took over. But I mean, I was playing in Italy because I didn't get drafted. So I got to play USA basketball, world championships that year. I mean, they scrambled in July. We got to make up a team in a matter of 2 weeks. Yeah, we got a bronze out of it, but it was all set up for NBA. I was like, oh, this is much nicer than playing USA college teams. We had the Knicks private plane, all cozy, and staying in Monte Carlo.
Oh my God.
That's hilarious. I never thought about that. The itinerary was set up
for NBA.
For a dream team.
Yeah.
But because of the lockout, none of those guys were playing, so it's like.
And then I wasn't drafted, so they couldn't do anyone that was drafted because they had the rights. So literally the lockout, draft happened, next day agents where do you want to go? I'm like, where were they yesterday? And basically Charlotte went down there for a day and a half right before the lockout and did a workout and stuff, kicked everyone else's butt that they brought in, kind of had a verbal deal, all right. So then played USA, then went to Italy and picked a Division II team that I could get out of my contract because my agent's like, well, you can't just leave Europe, a contract. FIBA will hold you forever. So I was go to Spain, play D1 or play D2 in Italy where I could get out of it. So I'm like, Italy it is, D2, and it was
Where in Italy?
Livorno, Italy.
Okay.
So just outside Pisa. Got food poisoning twice.
I'm just trying to imagine Brad in Italy, man.
I know. You speak any Italian?
Un poquito. No, the only one I remember is vaffanculo.
Oh, there you go. That's
Amin's favorite.
Yeah.
Well, that was the first thing they taught me was every cuss word. Yeah. And then I was like, I need to know left and right and pick coming to tell you if someone's coming up. But yeah, so that was a super young team. And it was, so when I came back, I was in shape. So it was watching Derek Coleman,
DC. Yeah.
Man, he was Chucky Brown. I loved him too. He was not in shape. Those guys had done nothing apparently. You can tell. So it's like
that lockout season when everyone came back. It was weird. It was like coming back to school after summer break, and you see like who's just been chilling the whole time.
Like the whole time.
Who has been in the house? Are you going to anything this All-Star weekend?
Yeah, I'm going to check out everything this time.
Yeah.
With Indy, it's like everything's nice. It's right here. That's why it's like Super Bowl is great.
Mhm.
All these events in Indy is set up perfect. I've always loved that part. You get the big city, it's like hour bus ride away, 45 minutes here. Traffic could be an hour and a half. You're like, 5-minute walk here, 10-minute at the most. So, actually going to have some friends. We're going to check out all the celebrity game this time. I mean, I went all that stuff my first year.
Yeah.
All-Star, then second, I was like, oh man, I'm tired. I just want to rest.
It's weird because if you watch those All-Star games, they were competitive. Like guys
Back
were
then,
flying
yeah.
the
Oh,
plane
yeah.
trying to win.
I mean, that first one was Jordan's last year.
The
He
Mariah
hits a
Carey-
damn
Were you
shot.
there?
I went to that game. Kobe got fouled, and the refs put him on the free throw line, and there was a part where everyone was like, "Just let it go." Like it was perfect. It was
end of the story.
Yeah.
You're like,
turn around, Jay over.
they call it stupid
Sean Marion.
foul. Yeah.
And they
That's
call
what
it
was, the
foul, so then
on
we go to
J.O.
overtime.
That's what it was.
And then KG started balling out, and that's why he won All-Star MVP.
Yeah.
You mentioned it earlier, but hunting. You host a show, Country Boys Outdoors.
Been doing that's.
Look, it's one of. I mean, it's not surprising. Everyone who knows you knew that you were into it, but the idea that it's not like just recreationally, I'm going hunting. Like you're doing it at a level where you were hosting a show about it.
Yeah, still doing it.
Did you ever imagine like having a second life, a second career in this?
Well, everybody's always, once you get about halfway, 5-6 years in the league, people start that are 12, 15. Obviously everyone's in a lot more businesses now and always trying to teach that because it's like, my rookie year, it's like, I'll just go play golf when I'm done every day. And I did that. Towards the end of career, it's like, I can't do this all the time. I got to come up with something. And I love the outdoors. And so I met a guy who, become a good friend of mine. He has his own show, Addicted to Outdoors. He does production. He has a show, Spear Life, now. So, I go spear fishing with him for his show, Spear Life, and now I make that a CBO show. Yeah. And so I learned kind of my funness, and it's like the adventures of travel. I've been to New Zealand for it. I've gone to Africa twice now to hunt. Went to Lithuania to hunt roe deer with Darius Sangalia because he was one of my good rookies in Sacramento, and he's always saying, I'm like, I don't know what they are, but I just want to see your country, and it gives me a reason, the excuse to go travel to another country is the hunt world. So then the connections of it, spawning and meeting people for the fishing pole company I have. We have tangle-free pole for kids, the only one out there in the world.
I need that.
A guy out of Michigan invented it. He was an inventor. Took a golf shaft, had like a brass fitting on it, put a reel on it, and that's how he got the original patent like 10 years ago or something. So I partnered up with Anthony Tolliver from Minnesota, and him and his partner had started this, and then I jumped in, and it's expanded to a ton of stuff.
One of the funniest subcultures in NBA is hunting and fishing NBA.
Yeah.
So many dudes are into
fishing in the NBA. There's not many hunters. Like Paul George, we were trying
Paul
to get
George
him.
Likes to fish?
Huge
What are we
fisherman.
talking? Fly fishing?
I don't know if he flies. He's just bass fishing.
Okay. I would like to go fishing with them. I'm very good at fishing.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually very good at fishing.
She's good on the water.
Yeah, I'm good at boats.
Okay.
Yeah. So that
I love boating too.
it's really fun.
Yeah.
It's really fun. Well, we're gonna have a show where we go golfing and fishing with NBA players.
Well, that's what I do. I keep the pocket combo in my golf bag, so I have a 3-cast rule. Every good pond that I see, I'll be like, 1, 2, 3 cast. Okay, we're back to golf.
While you're golfing?
Oh yeah.
Are there ever any fish in those ponds, Brad?
You can figure out which ones have fish. Some of them don't, but some of them definitely do.
What do you do with the fish when you catch it on the golf course?
It's just throw back,
Oh,
catch and
okay,
release.
okay.
It's just about catching one and the
I'm like, you bring in a
entertainment.
cooler? Like, what are we talking?
Oh man, that'd be super redneck
Very.
golfing. Like you bring the cooler bag. What are you golfing? No, I'm here fishing. But I can't fish it unless I pay to golf.
Yeah, you never know, Brad.
Yeah.
I had to check.
Yeah, not that bad.
Brad, thanks for joining us, man. This has been great.
No problem at all.
Thank
Been
you
fun.
so much.
Yeah.
Well, I'll see you on the course.
Yeah.
With
Or
the fishing.
yeah.
Fishing or hunting.
Oprah adapts to the seasons as opposed to
Like,
the seasons adapt.
The
to
seasons.
Oprah.
You guys are waiting for Puxatani Phil or whatever the fuck his name is to let you know when spring is coming. But Oprah
I
came
wait
out
for
wearing
Oprah.
like
Oprah was
pastels.
wearing teal.
Yeah.
So
Phil.